was really, really good, but it was still just, like you say, doing everything for him. I didn't begrudge that. I learned a lot. I learned that I'm not made to be a nurse. I did learn that because he was so road rash and they'd peel those things off, and I'm like, I can't see.
Deal with that, yeah.
I can't. It's not I don't want to do it, but I can't. It hurts too bad.
Yeah,
you know, I used to couldn't even go when my kids were getting a shot. I'd have to leave the room. Like the nurse would, a mother should be holding me. I'm like, oh my God, you're gonna put that needle in my child, and I would have to leave the room and hear him scream. Then I'd go back and get him because it would. I'm just one of those type of people. Well, I'm not as bad as I used to be. But another thing too is a lot are put on nurses. So with everything right now coming down with our health care and everything, I think there's going to be a change. Because you remember years ago, we didn't have nursing home. Or if they did, I didn't know anything about it. We brought my grandmother into the home.
That's it.
And seeing that's what I think we're getting back at.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, and I know, Vicki, you know this, my mother developed Alzheimer's. Ooh, that was something. So she was in Miami. I used to fly on weekends and fly down there and stay 3 or 4 days at a time, maybe a week at a time, because her mind was gone, you know. And so I used to, you know, go over there, and I really had to be a caregiver to them, because then her husband was also going through prostate cancer.
Yes.
And Mama would get on the phone and she would dial all sorts of crazy numbers to see where her husband was.
Oh, wow.
And now this is one, I learned this the hard way. If anybody has anybody with Alzheimer's, you get in their world. Because one day she told me, she said, I was her good friend.
Yeah, yeah.
I was always her good friend. Now, she didn't know, you know, she forgot I was her daughter. And she said, one day she came and she said, now listen, you're my good friend, but we're going to Las Vegas and you can't go. Your daddy will have to take you. And I said, okay. So she got the suitcase out. Now, she packed cotton balls in the suitcase, the whole thing cotton balls. And then she packed her husband's underwear in there. And do you know, I had my boarding pass there. I literally had to put her in the car and drive her around the block a couple of times.
Yeah.
And so what's frustrating, and one time she was hospitalized and another lady had Alzheimer's. And they were in the same room together. And I felt so sorry because the daughter of that other lady was saying, Mom, it's me, and trying to get the mom into her world. Yeah. And she was getting upset with her mom, and it was a battle. And I just got in her world. I was her good friend. We were going to Las Vegas, get in the car. Yeah. And see that you just have to be a caregiver in so many different ways.
Yeah. But you know that excuse me, Vicki, you know that's the way it was with my grandmother, because she had Alzheimer's, and she every single day she packed that luggage. And I don't know what it is about it.
They're in different time zones.
And she'd pack her bags and she'd say, listen, I'm tired of being out here in this country. I'm finna go to the city. And I try to convince her, Grandma, you're already in the city.
Yeah,
you know?
but you can't.
They can't. They're in a different time zone.
And she'd walk up the street, and so I got to the place where the neighbors, they would see her walking, and they'd call me and say, she's right here, you know, we got her, you know. But yeah, they love to pack their bags.
They pack their bags.
Yeah, they're ready to go.
And you know, we had to put a lock on the top. Now, finally, I will say this. I let my stepfather, I let him make all the decision with Mom. You know, that was, I said, whatever you want. And so we took her, I was down there, and we took her overnight to like a nursing home, but, you know, she was, you know, she could walk and everything. Right. And he came down, and the next morning he said, we got to go get her. Well, my mom was standing out there in the thing with her pocketbook. And we went and got her. So finally, when it got to the point where we had to do something with her because she was getting out, you know, and everything, walking around in the neighborhood, I found which I thought was very good. It was only 1.5 miles from where they lived. They lived in Pembroke Pines, which is, you know, Miami. And It was in a lady's house, and she was an RN, and she had 3 LPNs, and she took nothing but Alzheimer's patients.
Oh,
and she had 4 of them. She had a big family room. She had 4 bedrooms, and my stepfather would go over there. He could drive over there because they're in their 80s. So, you know, and he would sit there, and he would go in there in the Florida room, and they had the recliners just like at home, and Mama couldn't remember his name. She said, "Oh, there's my husband." And he would sit there, and she said they both fell asleep watching TV like it was at home, and he'd get up and go home.
Wow.
So I was
that was
real